All right. This video, is for Pisces. So, we are doing a general love reading today. Pisces anywhere in your chart is fine. Also, don't limit yourself to the month and the year. If you're here at a different time, you're more than welcome. Follow your intuition above all else. So, there will also be a singles reading. This one is a general love reading, so we're going to look at you and your person as well as the past, present, and future of the connection. You could go for kind of situationships as well, but you may want to check out the singles reading for that if this doesn't resonate. Okay, let me just move these out of the way. So, and for personal readings, you can always book those on Etsy, which is in the description below. Plenty of readings on TikTok as well as other things on my YouTube channel. Right. So this is Pisces general love reading. Uh-oh, what's happening here? Not uh-oh, but just like I'm trying not to confuse things. Yeah, okay. So, in the past, see, we've got two people that are looking at each other. Yes, they're in different elements, but looking towards each other here, wanting to reconcile or come back together, or because the Five of Pentacles is I've been left out in the cold, so it could just be you haven't been in a relationship in a while. It could have been a moment of defining what this is, you know. But yeah, one of you approaching the situation from logic, and then the other approaching it from love and a heart space. Alright, so different approaches to the same situation, but both wanting the same outcome. In the present energy, there is a transformation here. So obviously a decision was made and now the change is coming in, but you're being a bit impatient with this waiting for things to happen. So this is also letting me know that things are happening behind the scenes in divine order. So, you know, spirit guides, ancestors, and all of those things are working behind the scenes. You're being impatient and getting frustrated with yourself, perhaps, or with the other person. Be careful that you don't vent those frustrations, especially between basically now until the end of February. If you're watching it for 2021, and for February, it's Mercury retrograde, you know, so careful with communication there. And because you could be experiencing some sort of emotional upheavals and you're wanting to... It's interesting though. Yeah, wanting to like clarify things or move things ahead. It's like, but we both agreed on this. How do we initiate or activate this change, right? And then we've got, both of you being frustrated in the situation, and in this instance, looking away from each other. One of you not really expressing their frustrations because they see themselves as more of the rock or the person who provides stability and wants to nurture the other person, so still probably gives more than they receive. Here in the Emperor, which is our husband card, but it's someone who takes their time to think about things before acting upon them, right? So that could be the frustration because you're wanting action. Aries is also indicated with that card. with the future of the reading, I do see working on things, listening to your intuition, higher knowledge, learning when to keep your mouth shut and go like inwards, introspection. And it's just like allowing yourself time to actually properly process your emotions instead of popping off on people. So yes, the impulse is there for a reason, and you feel, you know, frustrated for a reason. But it's kind of like working on things, keeping your mouth shut, going inwards to look at what's really important for you before speaking, because you get a bit overwhelmed with your imagination and overthinking things, and there is healing required. So this could be like from a past. I don't know if it was how you were raised or how your person was raised, insecurities and that kind of thing, overthinking, dramatizing or dramatizing, whatever that word is, you know, the situation. Okay, so let's just like take space, take time before acting, which also the Emperor enforces as well. So, and maybe that's just the other person's approach, and that confuses you. So maybe that helps to explain the situation a bit better. Yeah, because we do have Ten of Pentacles, which could be financial gain, but it's also like the family card. Justice can be contracts, legal contracts, getting married, but it's also fair and balanced things, and it's Libra energy too. And again with the impatience, so yeah, just a warning about your communication at this time. You know, let the burden go. Kind of embrace the indecision, recognizing that this is kind of a past soulmate, whether it's past life or in this life, and that things have slowed down for a reason. Communication may have slowed down for a reason. Yes, it is there, but it's to present you with new ideas, and luck is on your side. And when we come from more of a heart space, and also challenging probably traditional norms of, I don't know if that's your approach. This can also be unsolicited advice from people, wanting a passionate new beginning, but being unable to kind of collaborate, so keeping things more to yourself. I do feel there is a lot of impulsivity, a lot of impatience, and a few decisions to be made, being careful of your impulsivity coming from a place that leads you to codependency. That could be where it's stemming from, because that slows things down even more. So yes, things are kind of slow, but that's okay. And also be careful that you're not getting rid of your boundaries entirely just to, you know, satisfy the situation or the person, to try and create some movement. Alright, so I've got to gather everything together again. This is the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot in the 10 edition, pocket size. This is the Moonology deck, and this is the mini version of the Isis Oracle. So, yep, your Moonology is saying balance, spirituality, and practicality. So, slow things down, don't be so impulsive, try to be practical. Maybe you can have a friend that you vent to instead. Like, it's just like you need a temporary distraction so that you're not impulsively yeeting things, especially with Mercury retrograde, like I said. And that's going to go for the whole month, basically, as well. I keep saying basically. Get back to basics, maybe. Oops. Yeah. When things are pure and coming from a heart space, or, you know, from well-intentioned desires, that's when things will resurrect and start moving forward. And there are things going on behind the scenes that you don't know about that is the reason for this delay. So maybe that's got nothing to do with you and it's all to do with your person, or maybe it's to do with you and your what seems like emotionally fueled impulsive behavior. So, alright, so let's have a look at the feminine and the masculine and the in-between. masculine, feminine, in between. Okay. So, yeah, solid, dependable. You have the ability to make or save a lot of money together. So, being practical with finances, being aligned in how you view that. And the marriage is in between. So, maybe that's something you're actively talking about or seeking. Can just be union or buying a house, moving in. Try not to do that too quickly, but yeah. I only say that because of the other cards, but that's impulsivity is not really showing up here. I do see selflessness and people pleasing because you're coming from your heart space, but you're pouring it into everyone else. I mean, the feminine is pouring it into the situation. And not really protecting her emotions and her heart. So that could just be jumping into things really quickly without thinking of the consequences. But yeah, and I do see a good community and family here. That also talks about emotional, like, fulfillment, happiness. Like I said, perhaps the feminine has some friends that she can talk to about things so that she doesn't get so overwhelmed, right? Especially when it comes to the issue of people pleasing, which is very common for feminines because society kind of encourages that a hell of a lot, if not demands it, from women or feminines. So when it comes to the masculine, you could be focusing on coin, making money. Gender doesn't really apply here. I'm just saying he because masculine, and it's easier for you guys to understand and for me to keep track of things, right, when I'm speaking. Because if I keep saying they, them, I don't know, I get confused sometimes, so switch the roles if it resonates, it's fine. Don't get too caught up with titles. Maybe that's something that your personal you are saying, but if a label in that is important, then it is. I have the audacity. Hold on a minute. There's a Kim. I am recording a thing. I'm like at the last part of recording the thing. They're going to hear me talking to you about recording the thing.
Love that for them.
And my Marja will be back at some point.
Oh yes.
So.
The Marja.
Anyway. Back. Oh yes, my friend just walked in. There we go. Now we've clarified that. What was I saying? The masculine could be working on, I don't know, income, job, or wanting to have an offer, but they're wanting to be in control of how the things progress. They want to be the one offering and suggesting things. They don't want to be, what would you say, influenced or nagged into a situation. Yeah, and they're keeping their mouth shut, so they're vampire. Not a literal, but this is the vampire card. They've got the vampire card. Kimmy?
Ah, love that.
So they may have ghosted. No, they're just keeping their mouth shut. They're not really speaking anything. They're being more practical, and possibly that could even indicate that they want to have more financial stability before moving forward. But you both have like similar goals here. They're bringing the two, and you're bringing the two. Or, whichever way you are. So yeah, that was it anyway. So, I hope that you enjoyed the interruption at the end. And the video as a whole. But it wouldn't have been a Pisces video if there wasn't some sort of interruption at the end.
It's my specialty, interrupting.
I love that for them. Oh yes, I forgot an Isis card. Right. Serpent of Fire. It's this one. But I have to read it, so. Do not assess your current ability based on past standards as they no longer apply to you. Oh, love that for you. You are stronger and more powerful now than you've been before, and you need to learn afresh what you are capable of, okay? Isis will help you. Well, hopefully not the organization, but you know what I mean. The actual Isis. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.